This is 1740 Broadway in New York City, and it's the latest chapter in the commercial real estate bubble going burst. Now, this story is unique from some of the other buildings where money is going up in smoke, in that this building still hasn't gone into foreclosure. The lender hasn't seized the building. As a matter of fact, nobody wants this building. The value has dropped by more than 70%. They've changed special servicer on this loan 4 times in the last year. And they're not even selling the building, they're only selling the loan. What's up, guys? I'm Nobody Special, and we got this one on January 16th in Bloomberg. Blackstone's defaulted New York City office loan for sale at a 50% discount. The firm stopped paying the mortgage on Manhattan's 1740 Broadway, and the debt servicer is said to market the $308 million loan at just $150 million. The $308 million mortgage on a Manhattan office tower owned by Blackstone Inc. is up for sale again after the private equity giant defaulted on the debt more than a year ago. Midland Loan Services, the special servicer, hired brokerage Jones Lang LaSalle Inc. to sell the loan backed by 1740 Broadway, according to people familiar with the matter. The debt, which is packaged into a commercial mortgage-backed security, is being marketed at roughly $150 million. It's a 50% discount, according to people who asked not to be named because the matter's private. Now, there's a lot of interesting things about this story. The first thing that stuck out at me is the fact that the special servicer has not foreclosed on the building. They're only trying to sell the loan on the building. Now, that's an important distinction because if you foreclose on the building and you own it, well, now you're on the hook for things like property taxes and things like maintenance costs, which have apparently turned this building, which was built in the 1950s, into something of a hot potato that nobody wants to be left holding when the music stops. Another interesting thing about this story is that the special servicer has changed 4 times since Blackstone stopped paying the loan. The original special servicer was Green Loan Services in March of 2022. Then in February of 2023, that went over to Midland Loan Services. In August of last year, they changed over to CW Capital. And then back in October of last year, they changed back to Midland. So they just can't figure out what to do with this property. And all the while this is happening, the value of this building continues to plummet. Now, Blackstone bought this building in 2014 for $605 million. This building was appraised in April of 2023 for just $175 million. It's only worth 29% of what Blackstone paid for it back in 2014. And when all's said and done, it may not even be worth that because that was just the April of 2023 appraised value. Remember, they're selling the loan against this building for just $150 million, and so far, no takers. So is the building really worth $175 million if you can't sell the debt against it for just $150? And by the way, on that subject, who out there wants to buy the loan against a building when the current owner has not made a payment in almost 2 years, which means the only reason to buy this loan would be to foreclose on it. But Blackstone has said for the last 2 years that they are no longer funding operating losses on this building, which means there's probably a gigantic pile of deferred maintenance and broken things in this building that haven't been fixed. So anybody who buys this building is going to be on the hook for those repairs as well as the property taxes in New York City. Now, you might be sitting there saying, Jack, I don't care that some rich guy isn't paying the debt on this big expensive office tower that's got nothing to do with me. But that may not actually be the truth. Because remember, with commercial real estate, the loans against these buildings are non-recourse loans, which means that when guys like Steve Schwartzman at Blackstone over there stop paying their bills, the only thing the lenders can really do is seize the building back. They can't go after Steve Schwartzman's other assets, of which he has tens of billions. They can only take back the building and sell it for whatever they can get for it, even if Blackstone has enough cash to pay that loan off tomorrow. So Blackstone just walks away from the building free and clear, and it's the people who Blackstone owes money to that are really going to foot the bill for this one. And if you're wondering who that is, well, it just might be you. Because the loan on this building has been sold into a CMBS, or a commercial mortgage-backed security, and in this case, this is a single asset, single borrower, or SASB mortgage-backed security that's known as the B-Way 2015-1740 Mortgage Trust. B-Way for Broadway, 2015 for the year the security was issued, and 1740 for the street address. And here are a couple of examples of ETFs and mutual funds out there that have bought a chunk of the debt against this building. And these are the people who are really going to end up losing money when all is said and done here. And you'll notice these are all income ETFs and mutual funds. These are the kind of things that end up in the retirement accounts of middle-class savers. So long story short, nobody wants this building. Blackstone won't pay for it. The special servicer won't foreclose on it. They've changed special servicers 4 different times in the last 2 years. They're trying to sell the loan, not the building, for just half of what's owed on the building. According to the most recent appraisal, the value of this building is down more than 70%, probably even more than that. And as always, it is retail investors, middle-class retirement savers who are being treated as a dumping ground for the toxic debt produced by Wall Street that allows people like Steve Schwartzman here to walk away with a golden parachute while you are left holding the bag in your 401k, IRA, or your pension fund. Till next time, live small and dream big.